record this as well. All right, excellent. So my name's Salge. I appreciate you all jumping online with us tonight. I know everybody's busy, a lot of things going on. School's just about finished up or is finished up for a lot of folks, and appreciate you all jumping on board with us so that you can take a look at the opportunity that we have here tonight. So a little bit about myself, so we're not complete strangers. Salge here in Houston, Texas. I'm an Emerald with Team Fusion through the company of Kyani, and very, very excited to be able to bring you this opportunity that we have going on here tonight. So with that said, I've been in this profession and in this industry now for coming up close to a decade. And with that, I've learned a few things. I've learned what to do, what doesn't work, what works very well, and was with another company, actually featured on the cover of Success from Home magazine. So I'm up there on the top, and featured on that actually 2 years in a row. I don't say that to brag. I let you guys know that I'm bringing you some information, not as somebody that just got started with this and hoping it's going to work out, but somebody that was in the top 350 out of 350,000 people in that company, which was the 12th largest direct sales company on planet Earth. So for me to walk away from that to come do this, I want you to know that you are taking a look at something that is extremely powerful. I'm going to go through quite a few things here tonight, so I talk fast, so do your best to keep up with it. If you have any questions, make sure you hold those till the end. And if you don't mind, make sure you got your phone silent on that so it doesn't jump up. And I think I got everybody muted out, but everybody, somebody sometimes finds a way in. So just keep a lookout for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple of different things with you tonight. I'm going to talk about the company. I'm going to talk about the founders of the company. I'm going to talk about what it is that they offer. And I'm going to spend a little time about the money and then the significance of what we are able to accomplish with this organization. And it is quite profound. So when I took a look at this about 2 years ago, I was blown away. I've looked at a lot of different compensation plans. When I made those magazine covers, everybody and their brother came out of the woodwork for me to be able to take a look at what it is that they're doing. And I looked at everything. I learned that, in corporate America, I was stuck in traffic, spending more time in traffic than I was seeing my kids. And I realized that, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to impact lives, and I'd like to make some money at the same time. I didn't want to just keep doing stuff that wasn't really doing a whole lot. When this industry came along my way, I was very, very blessed for that, and I appreciate a really good friend of mine showing this to me. And I hope you see something in this where you feel the need to reach out to your friend and thank them for showing you this as well. So we're going to talk about quite a few things. So let's jump right into it and show you what this is all about. So first off, let's talk about the leadership of this company. And leadership, if you didn't know, is absolutely everything when you are partnering with anybody. It's very important to know who it is that you're partnering with. And what this company and what these founders bring to the table is absolutely incredible. It takes a lot to start your own business. Okay, it takes a whole lot. But if you can partner with somebody that's already been there and done that and has the accolades to show, then that's a very powerful thing. And these three founding families here, the Hansons and the Taylors, are lifelong friends. They actually grew up next to each other on farms that were adjacent to each other in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And that's where they've remained, and that's where they've planted their flag. They got this company started in 2007, right there in Idaho Falls, Idaho. So U.S.-based company. What these gentlemen and their families, what they bring to the table is about $40 billion in assets. Okay, so when you're partnering with somebody, it's a real good idea to get in with traditional business owners that have been there and done that. Most of these companies, all the ones that I looked at after I was at the top of the food chain of another company, when I looked at all the opportunity that came out there, most of these companies are started by people like me. They're started by people that might have had some success in this space, but then they try to go and switch over onto the corporate side and pull the whole business together. And most of those businesses are going to fail. And what I want to do is I want to distinguish, as I'm giving you this presentation, where my mind was, and on six different things on what I saw and the criteria I used to walk away from the top 0.1% of that company to be here in my home with Kyani. And so I want to be able to share that as we go. And that is a huge, huge thing, is that these founders have never failed in business. They've never sold a business. How many billionaires do you know that haven't sold a business? Most of the time that people are billionaires is because they've sold their business for a lot of money and then they're not doing much. These guys never sell their business. They keep it. They've never went public with the business. That's huge. I don't want my, all the work that I put into this, I don't want that to just boom, off it goes. And these guys, they've never went bankrupt in a business. They've never failed in business. Folks, that is huge. It's absolutely huge to be partnered with people like this. Over $250 million in annual sales. We're actually bumping up next to the $500 million mark. This thing is already in 60 plus countries. And when I looked at this, I'm like, 60 countries. I haven't even heard of this. And I'm in this space. What the heck's going on? And so I was blown away on the timing aspects of what we have here. And this thing has just blown up all around the world. People say, well, why not in the US? Well, here's the deal. We haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention to our health here in the United States until recently. And guess what? This company is absolutely expanding like crazy in the United States. So it's so great to be a part of a company that's already over 10 years old. Most companies are going to fail in their first 5 years. 95% of them will. If they happen to make it through their first 5 years, 95% of those are going to fail in their second 5 years. Folks, this company is already 11 years old. That is huge. And nobody knows about it because it took off like crazy in Asia, took off like crazy in Europe, and then it's come back around to the United States here just a couple of years ago, and it's on absolute fire right now. So we're really excited about that. So what is it that we offer? We offer two simple things. It's so great. Again, another distinguishing factor. Most of these companies, there's this catalog. There's this, there's hundreds of different things that you have to learn about. You have to try to figure out. You have to decide what works, what's not all that great, and all those different types of things. We don't have any of that to deal with here. Wellness simplified. It's wellness from the inside out. We have two product lines that we have, the Triangle of Health and the Flores Skincare System. And I'm going to talk briefly about both of those. So let's start off with the Triangle of Health. Triangle meaning three components to it. The first component is sunrise. And let me see if I can get rid of that little annotation on there that showed up. Let me clear that off so that isn't distracting. There we go. And that should do it. Perfect. So the first product that we have, or the first component of our product line that we have is sunrise. And a gold star if you can figure out what time of day you're supposed to take that. That's right, in the morning. So this is wonderful because in the morning when you first wake up, your body is dehydrated. You've been sleeping the whole night, hopefully. Talk about that here in a second. And it's time for some nutrition, and it's time for some water-soluble nutrition. And what's so great about this is it's both. It's unbelievably jam-packed full of superfoods, folks. We're talking 22 superfoods in here. The king is the wild Alaskan blueberry, king of fruits and antioxidants. And the two things that really get people, if you look on the health continuum, is, it's inflammation and it's free radical damage. And the thing that fights that is those antioxidants, and that is huge to be able to have in your food. That's why these are so powerful. They're cold pressed for maximum potency, meaning they're not getting heated up. It's cheaper to do that for a lot of companies to be able to have that. We don't do that. We're not taking the cheap way out. We're making the best product on the planet. If you ever juiced before, it's absolutely incredible. All right, I think we got, see if I can turn this annotation off because somebody keeps clicking the button. Clear that, and clear that. And I think there's one more option. Bear with me 1 second so that I can see about turning that off. Okay, I think I got it. So the wild Alaskan blueberry is just absolutely unbelievably awesome. And it's not easy to go find out all of these superfoods. So if you've ever juiced before, maybe you got that NutriBullet or the Ninja or whatever it is, you pay $400 or $500 for one of those things. And then you got to go out and you got to buy $30, $40 worth of fruits and vegetables to get that in. You got to clean them all up. You got to put them in the blender. And then when you get it all said and done, you try it. It's like, oh, I did not get the right combination of things there. A little too much kale in there. I hate kale. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that right now. I know it's good for me, but I'm like a 4-year-old. If I don't like it, that's not my thing, right? This has the equivalent, the nutritional equivalent of 46 cups of kale in it. Every morning I'm getting that. Not just me, my family. I got my little guy in the background. He's having a bath right now, and I can hear him having fun in there. And here's the deal. Every single morning he has the sunrise. He's getting all of his fruits and vegetables that he needs for the day right there in a pack that's cold pressed, maximum potency, all the antioxidants he needs. Absolutely incredible. So that's sunrise. Second item that we have here is the NITRO. And the NITRO, this could be $1 billion company just on this little fellow right here alone. In fact, I got some sitting right here on my desk. I keep it here on my desk because I love this stuff. You take 1 milliliter. I'll show you guys. So you got the little bottle here, and you got a little eyedropper, and then 1 milliliter, that much. Done. And I just took my NITRO. And you take this in the morning, you take it after lunch, and you take it in the evening. And so it's evening time here, and I'm going to be taking that. What I just had was wild noni concentrate. Noni is a special fruit, and that you're seeing it there in the picture. And what's great about this is this special fruit, when your body, what I just ingested, is automatically causing an increase. It's boosting the production of nitric oxide in my body. Now, nitric oxide is happening. It's being produced in your body all the time. In fact, you can't go more than 5 seconds without nitric oxide being produced in your body. It's that big of a deal. You can go 3-5 minutes without oxygen, and you ain't gonna be happy about it, but you can make it. But with nitric oxide, it's literally the molecule of life. You have to have that going on. And as we get older, the levels that we produce start to decrease. And same thing with estrogen and testosterone. As we get older, our levels start to dip. What's great about noni fruit is when your body ingests that, what's going to happen is it's going to increase the levels up to the levels that your body can use. It's not that you are actually taking nitric oxide. No, there's types of nitric oxide that are out there. It's synthetic. They're trying to make that because the body makes it. And so what you got to do is get the stuff that actually causes that to happen. That's what we have. So you have an all natural way for that to occur. So when your body has that, what does it do? It increases blood flow. So if you ever have any type of injury, or if you work out, or if you just like to go for a walk, or if you just want to not be tired when you get home one day and not just pass out on the couch, this right here is going to be absolutely incredible for helping you do that. Defends, maintains, repairs every cell in the body. Folks, this thing's been studied. There's over 100,000 published studies on nitric oxide and the benefits of what it does. It won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1998. Absolutely incredible. The third thing that we have here is the sunset. And this one is the one that gets me pretty excited because that's the reason I'm on this call right now, is this little fella right here. What's so great about the sunset is that it's a fish oil. I don't know if y'all have ever taken a fish oil before. Again, I'm a 4-year-old. I don't like kale. I don't like fish. And if I don't like fish, I'm not going to eat fish. I'm just hard-headed. That's how I am. And so what I realized was after many years of not having the omega-3s that I need, because your body can't produce those, you have to get that through your food or supplementation, I realized that I wasn't getting that. I didn't know this at the time, but it was starting to cause some issues with my sleep patterns. I wasn't sleeping that well. I don't know if anybody can resonate with this, but I'd pass out at midnight from exhaustion. I'd get up at 3:30 in the morning. I'm not rested. I'm not done sleeping, but my mind said, you're done sleeping, and I'm up. And I can't go back to sleep. And then I finally will pass out and I wake back up, pass out, wake back up. And this was just going on for it'd gone on for a little over 2 years. It's causing me a lot of issues, and I wasn't very happy about it. So my buddy asked me to try this out. He just calls me up, says, hey man, I want you to try something, take a look at this business, and more importantly, try this, see what it does for you. I said, okay, sure, send it over. I said, what is it? He said, I don't know. It's the stuff you take, it makes you feel better. And he had me order some of this. It's got a money back guarantee. I'm gonna talk about that here in a second, but I try it just to see what it is. And sure enough, 5 days in, I started sleeping like an absolute boulder. I don't move, man. It was unbelievable. And I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, okay, what the heck is all this about? And I knew what was in it. I read the ingredients. It's all natural. It's, broccoli, kale, spinach, wild Alaskan blueberry, these types of things, wild Alaskan sockeye salmon, these tocotrienols that are in it as well, vitamin E. And I'm like, how is this, I know what's in it, but how's it causing this to happen? Sure enough, I wasn't getting the right supplement. I wasn't getting the right nutrition in my body. I wasn't getting omega-3s. I started getting the omega-3s, start sleeping. Like, when you give the body the stuff it needs, your body does what it's supposed to do. When you don't give the body what it needs, or you give it the wrong things, it ain't going to run well. It's just that simple. It's just science. That's all we've got here. So cold press, again, maximum potency. They're little jelly bean size too. Most fish oil pills are these horse pills. Ours aren't. Ours are jelly bean size. You only have to take 3 of those too. Most of them, you got to take, 6, 7 of them 5 times a day. It's not fun. So that's what we've got going here. Won a Monde Selection Grand Gold. This is the best in the world. That's what this organization does. It's been around since 1961, looking at over 3,000, 3,500 products each year, give or take on the ones that are submitted in, and ours won the best in the world, folks. That's how good this is. That's how pure this is. And that's a very important thing. Tocotrienols also, if you're taking notes, write that word down, tocotrienols. It's the superior form of vitamin E. I'll let you go do the Google on that, but you type that in and just about anything else. Again, we don't make any claims that we're, healing disease or anything like that. Guess what? Prescriptions don't do that either, all right? They don't heal disease. What they do is those are, maintenance items. They just mask the symptoms. That's not the case here. When the body gets what the body needs, the body does the fighting off of what it needs to fight off. And all this is doing is giving the body the foods and the nutrition that it needs to do what the body does. That's huge. All right, so along that line, let's talk about this a little bit. This is pretty interesting facts here. Back in 2016, $320 billion with a B, folks, was spent on prescription drugs in the U.S. alone. We're 5% of the world's population, yet we consume 50% of the pharmaceutical drugs. Another statistic for you, 70% of Americans are on at least one prescription. 50% are on 2 or more. Folks, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Again, You can just, maybe you were watching a little show here before you jumped on, and guaranteed there was a commercial in there talking about how you're going to, all the side effects that are out there, bleeding out of your eyes, can't sleep, suicidal tendencies, the list goes on and on and on. And we listen to this stuff and we're like, there are jokes made about it. It's not a good thing taking all those. Now, here's the deal. There's certain times when I need doctors and I need prescriptions, but not for every stinking thing that's out there. Physicians frequently diagnosing chronic disease. It is directly impacted by your diet and nutrition, folks. It's the nutrition that people are missing. All right. So US, you're looking at heart disease, cancer, arthritis, stroke, diabetes. Let these products give your body the fuel that it needs to do what it can do against this. All right. So that's that. What does this do for you? What is Triangle of Health? What are the benefits, Casey? What's it doing for me? Cognitive function, going to make you sharper, going to make you ready to go. All right. And if it's not for you, you work with somebody that can use some of this. So sneak some of them over to them and help them out. Effective stress management. Anybody stressed? Anybody stressed out? Anybody watch that Rockets game and not be stressed? Oh my goodness. But there's stress in everything we do. We're constantly doing things. And what's important is that stress is causing a lot of things to happen inside your body, that free radical damage, that inflammation that's going on. Guess what? Our products are designed to be able to support your body so that it can fight those things. Blood sugar levels. Anybody with diabetes, have them take a look at this. Anybody dealing with cholesterol issues, have them take a look at this. Looking for some increased energy. People say, Casey, is this a weight loss product? No, not at all. But here's the deal. When you get up and move more, and you have better nutrition, guess what? Good things happen to your body and you might shed some unwanted pounds. So what this is doing is giving you the energy so that you'll actually get out there and do some gardening, go for a walk, take the dog out, play some basketball with your kid instead of being so dead tired when you get home all the time because you're just sluggish. You're not getting the right nutrition. Inflammation, this is huge. I can give my personal story about this. I have a back issue. I have an actual mechanical issue with my spine. Just some things didn't do what they were supposed to do when I was born. And so I have some issues with my back. And what will happen is I'll get my back the disc will start getting inflamed. And when it gets inflamed, then it's going to bump against this nerve. And when it bumps against that nerve, then I start walking funny. And then the pain loop kicks in and that causes me to walk even worse. And then next thing you know, I got to go see, a doctor, see a chiropractor, and they got to adjust me to, get that pain off to lower that inflammation. I've been to the chiropractor one time in the last 2 years, folks. That's me. All right. Before that, I was going every 6 to 8 weeks. If I made it 8 weeks, the doctor was like, man, we thought you moved or something, Increases sexual function, supports pain management. Again, increases sexual function. I'm going to give you my one joke. We don't call this stuff Viagra for nothing, okay? I'm just saying. And yes, I have my 4th kid on the way just for all the jokes that everybody's been making lately. So anyway, supports cardiovascular health. Again, with heart disease that's out there and what this does, and it causes the blood vessels to relax, and it's just so much good stuff happening with this nutrition. Increases cellular support, helps with quality of sleep. That was huge for me. And then not having to change your eating habits. Now, we're not saying that you don't need to better your eating habits. We're saying for this to be effective, for this nutrition to get in your body, you don't have to change what you're doing. Now, maybe it'd be better to sit down a slice of pizza every once in a while, not have that burger twice a week, But what this is so powerful on is that you don't have to change those things to be able to have the nutrition that you were looking for. I didn't change anything. And then the next thing I know, 5 days into this, I'm sleeping through the night. And that was an absolute godsend. Now, that's the first product line that we have. The second product line we have, this one came out about 1 year and 2-3 months ago. And this thing is absolutely phenomenal. It's incredible. So Flores is the name of our second product line, and is our anti-aging system. Now, this stuff is awesome. I'll be honest with you. When it first came out, I was like, okay, this is going to be great. And maybe all the ladies are going to like it. Well, I actually went to the scientific symposium of this when it was launched, and I'm watching all of the scientists and the doctors and everybody that had a part in formulating this. And I was blown away by the science of what this is. It's 33 botanicals. All right. All natural ingredients. And if you look at any skincare line, that doesn't exist. You're not going to find all natural skincare lines. They're not out there. And that's why when, 3 billionaires say, hey, I don't care that it's not out there. I don't care someone hasn't done it yet. This is what I want to do. And so they did. A lot of research, a lot of time went into this, and then they were able to release this to the public and all around the world. And it's incredible what it has. A lot of the ingredients from the Triangle of Health, all of the greatness that's coming from the inside. Now you're able to put that on the outside as well, because your skin is your largest organ. All right. And you got to make sure that you're taking care of that too. It's the first thing that people see. All right. And so you want to make sure you're taking care of that. I'm actually 72 years old. That's how good this stuff is. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's really, really good. All right. So it increases skin cell activity, repairs damaged skin, hydrates the skin, reduces fine lines, brightens the skin tone. That's a big one. When this first came out, it was still wintertime. People are like, man, are you tanning or what's going on? I was like, that's crazy. I mean, it just makes that glow happen. Antioxidant protection. Again, your skin is taking all the radiation, all the chemical, all the pollutants are nailing this constantly, and we don't even think about it. This is going to be able to help that. Increases cell turnover, smooths wrinkles, builds the collagen, and again, all natural. Unbelievable. The Swiss apple stem cell extracts being in this as well. It's just an absolute powerhouse of a product that everybody loves this stuff. It is crazy what it's doing. So, and just as important on what's in it is what's not in it, folks, especially in the skincare world, is there's a lot of things that people will put on their skin without really knowing what it's doing to them. And it's not good. You know, petroleum, that's supposed to go in your car. It's not supposed to go in your body. Well, Casey, it's skincare. I'm putting it on my skin. Yeah, the thing is, when you put it on your skin, 8 seconds later, it's in your bloodstream. All right. So you want to be very careful on what it is that you're actually putting on your skin so that that's not coming in to contact and coming into your blood and then going all around your body. You don't want these things in your body. These are some pretty heavy chemical items in the, a lot of this used in the plastics industries and things like that. It's not something that you want in your skincare. Promise you that. And ours does not contain any of these items. So that's huge. Some of the benefits that we have for our customers, unbelievable help for our customers is this stuff's got a money back guarantee. All right. Try it for 30 days, risk-free. If you don't like it, and I mean this, and I mean it wholeheartedly, and I'll give you my phone number right now, and I'll give it to you a couple more times throughout, but write my phone number down, 832-771-0730. If you don't have a pen, get one. I'll say it again here in a second. But when you try this, and if for any reason you don't like it, maybe you don't like the packaging that it comes in, I don't know, send it back. Send back the empties, just send it on back to them, send back what you haven't used yet, or just send back, saying, hey, this isn't working for me. They will absolutely 100% refund your money. And I personally will take care of your shipping and handling. And there's people on here. I've sent this Zoom out to a lot of people. We got a lot of people online. And so people that not even, don't even know me, not even in my organization, I still make this. I will pay for your shipping and handling. I will round up. You will make money in the transaction. That's how good this product is. You can't go to your local grocery store, get a gallon of milk, take it home, pour it out for the kids, and let them try it. And they try it, and they wrinkle their nose. Now, I don't like it, Dad. It's no good. So what do? You got this gallon of milk, and you spent this money on it. What am I going to do? So you pour out the empty, empty it out. You go back. Here's what I want you to try next time. Take that empty milk carton, go back to the grocery store, set it on the counter, and say, my family didn't like it. Not my thing. I'd like to go ahead and get my money back. And since I had to drive back up here, I'd like a little bit of money for gas money, if you don't mind. You'll be on the evening news the next day if you try that, right? So now here's the deal. If that milk was the best milk in the entire world, they would absolutely say, hey, try this thing. You don't like it for any question. We'll give you your money back, and we'll take care of your shipping for you as well. That's what we do. That's what we promise you. That's how good this is. All right, next thing we have is Prime. This is kind of like Amazon Prime. If you're familiar with Amazon Prime, this will make sense to you. It's really easy. All we do is our customers that want to subscribe to this, it allows them to get free shipping and allows them a discount on the price of all of our products. Absolute game changer here for the people that once they get this, they always jump on Prime because it just makes so much sense to be able to get it for cheaper and get the free shipping. So that's very powerful and one of the incentives that we offer for our people. All right, so that's our product line. Like I said, that simple part, 24 minutes into this thing, and we've got all of that part nailed down. So that's going to leave me time because, again, this is it's wellness simplified. It's most of these companies doing this, man, we'd be here for another hour and a half just talking about all the different stuff that they have to offer, all right? And that's not what we do. We have the best stuff in the world, and we only have 2 things. And that was super important to me when I was taking a look at this. Now, I'm going to transition over into the business side now. But to recap, 2 major parts there is the founders of the company and the fact that we only have those 2 product lines. Those were 2 key spots for me when I made the decision to be able to come over here and plant my flag with Kyani, and the best move I've ever made. And now I'm going to talk about on the business side, and there was a couple reasons there as well. The first one I want to tell you about is, just the payout. And then I'm going to show you that here in a second. But 55, most of the companies in this space are paying somewhere between 10 and 15%. My previous company paid between 12 and 15%. If $100 came in, $12 to $15 went back out to the field, to the distributors or the consultants or business partners. They have multiple different names in the industry depending on the company. But the same concept holds, is that certain amount comes in, and then so much of that goes back out for the distributors, spreading the word and making the recommendation of what it is that they're offering. 12 to 15% with my previous company. This company, Kyani, pays just shy of 55% out. Every $100 that goes in, $55 goes back out to the field. That's 4 to 5 times as much as what I was doing in the previous company. So did that get my attention? Yeah, absolutely. And I'll show you how that breakdown comes up here in just a second. The other thing that we have here is a done for you model, and I'm going to talk about that. And then the last one that we have is just the timing of this entire thing, and I'll finish up with that. So let's get into it on the business side. Our vision here, our 2020 vision, is that we will have 4,000 new diamonds by 2020. This will take us well beyond $1 billion company and take us to the next level of where this company is poised and ready to go. We've got everything in place. We've got all the issues worked out with how a company operates after 11 years, 63 countries. Folks, my previous company was in one country for, 9 years, and then they've just since opened 2 other countries. This company in the same time frame, 63 countries. That's incredible, incredible. So let's talk about the business side. What is it that we're going to be showing you here? So when you looked at this, when somebody brought this to your attention, they probably were asking a couple questions, trying to find out what you might be looking for by listening to your needs. One of the things you might have been interested in is from the health side, and we showed you how that can be taken care of. If that's all you're interested in, take a look at this just for fun, but notice that the product side of this thing is absolutely huge. And we're able to take care of the health side and the beauty side as well from the inside out. Now, you might be looking for more time or more money also, or maybe more significance. And if that's what you're looking for, I'm going to be able to touch on those and what we're able to offer to be able to help you reach those desires. One of the things that I noticed when I was working in, and I'm still in corporate America, I do this business on a part-time basis, folks, and I'm literally leading the expansion here in Houston, Texas, with some amazing leaders that we've locked arms with, and we're helping so many people. But the cool thing about this is when you look at this, if you're looking to make some extra money, you might go through something similar to what I did. I started looking at maybe going back and getting another degree. I was thinking maybe go back to be a dentist so that I'd be able to make more money. The problem with that is it's going to cost me so much money to be able to go back to school, the time away, the time not earning. And like I said, I got 3 kids, wife, and another one on the way. That's going to be difficult to change life to do something like that. So that wasn't really viable. I looked at a couple of different ways, but all that was another level of broke. Broke meaning I still had to go and trade time for money, meaning that if I couldn't trade time for money, the money stops coming in. That's not a good position. That's a risky spot to be in. What happened? One slip, one fall, one car wreck, and next thing you know, you can't go punch that clock. And if you can't punch that clock, maybe you got some insurance, but how much is that insurance going to cover? Nothing like what you're used to being able to deal with, plus all of your medical bills that you're going to have with that. So that's a very risky spot that I found myself in. I was spending more time in traffic than I was seeing my kids. That's when I had my aha moment. And I've shared this with a few people. I'll share it with you all as well. I had my moment. It was on a Tuesday. On the Monday, I'm sitting in traffic here in Houston, and it's horrendous here, and it's an hour and 15 minutes just to get to the office 20 miles away. It's just ridiculous. And I'm sitting in traffic way outside of town, and we're not moving. And I happen to look over to my right, and there's this vehicle here, and there's this guy, and he just, you can just, when you see people and you just know, you can just read their mind. He was just he was miserable. He was not happy on what he was doing. He's going into work, and I noticed, guess what? I'm pointed in the same direction he is. So going about my day, make it through the day. Next morning, look to my right, same spot for traffic. Look to my right, I see the same guy. That's when I had my aha moment. That's when it really hit me, and I just had that new look, and I was like, this is ridiculous. This is going to be the same place I'm going to be 5 years from now. The last 2 days, it's been that way. Next week's going to be the same thing. The week after that, the year after that, the decade after that. Am I going to keep doing this for all of those years? Same thing day in, day out. I decided that I needed to do something different, because if I don't do anything different, nothing's going to change. If you think it is, that's the definition of insanity. Look it up. So I had to do something different. And then I went on a journey. I went on a journey because I had a desire to do something more, with my life, more significance, a greater amount of income. But the way that I make the income is important. If I can make the income where I don't have to keep trading time for it, that is huge. And I wasn't taught that in school. You probably weren't either. There wasn't a Wealth 1 and a Wealth 2 in college. I wish there was. I would have taken those classes. But what our system is set up to do is to get you to be an employee, to get you to work for somebody else. And then if you decide to go off that, everybody looks at you and say, you're crazy. You're some crazy entrepreneur person. Well, if you're wired that way, God bless you, and don't ever change, because we are the type of people that actually make change happen. So what we do is we build systems. We build systems that leverage our time. It's about working smarter, not harder. There's a lot of people that work very, very hard in this world. And I've done a lot of manual labor growing up myself, and I decided I was going to use my mind. So I went and got my education. I got my degree, and then I started setting in traffic all the time. So who's the smart guy? Yeah, no, not me. There's even better way of having a system. And that's what we have here, is a system that I'm going to go to sleep here in a couple hours, and I'm going to be making money while I sleep. And that's a very powerful thing to be able to harness. Now, there's not too many ways of doing that out there. I came across real estate. That was the way I was going to do it. You can, I don't know, maybe you can record a record, or you can sing and dance. You can get on a commercial or something like that. And you do that work one time and they keep paying you. Top 2 highest paid entertainers last year was Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson. I don't know if you know what they have in common, but they're not here with us anymore. Now, Elvis, there's been some sightings, but besides that, they're not here anymore. All right. So how are they still making money? Because they did the work once, and that record keeps getting played and it keeps getting sold. So they did the work once, they keep getting paid. That's what we do here with this business as well. I tried doing it in the real estate, and I still do it in the real estate. But the problem with real estate is you got to have a whole bunch of money to be able to invest. So if you got money, you can make a whole lot more money. And a lot of people say it takes money to make money. There is a level of truth to that, but I'll tell you what's even more accurate. If you're taking any notes, this is some of my best I'm going to give you right now. It doesn't take money to make money. It takes courage to make money. And so if you're at that point where you're ready to do something different, I hope you take a really hard look at what I'm going to show you here. So what does this company do? Let's talk about it. Here's what we do on the business side. If you decide to join us, you're going to be a business partner. Okay. If you don't want to be a business partner and you just want to have the product sent to you, you will be a customer. Those are the 2 ways that you can exist in with Kyani. You can be a customer or you can be a business partner. Now, if you're a business partner, here's what you're looking for. You're looking to help a couple people you know, love, and trust, share a product with them. You're going to make a recommendation. You're going to listen to them first before you make a recommendation. If you just go out making recommendations, you're trying to be that salesperson. That's not what we do. And if you do decide to join us, please catch that point right there. And a lot of people, they struggle with this. They immediately think sales. When you see customers, you think sales. That's not it. There's multiple parts that go into getting customers. Will a sale be made? Yes. Is it your job to do that? No. Please, 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 I implore you to understand this key point. We are not in sales. We are in marketing. If you went to H-E-B or your grocery store, wherever you may live on Sunday, and you saw there being a sushi lady there handing out samples, she's in marketing. She's not in sales. And she shared something with you, and you grabbed one of them and you ate it and you liked it. And when you liked it, you reached down and you grabbed more in a package and you put it in your buggy and you drove your little buggy up to the front to the checkout line. Somebody there took your money. They asked you if you needed any stamps or any ice or anything like that. They upsold you. And then after that, then there was some packaging people that put some things in some baggies, and then off you went, put it in your car, and you went home. Let's look back at the sushi lady. Did she sell you something? No. She's the pretty girl with the tray that says, here, try one. That's what we do. Now, I'm not saying you got to dress up in an apron or anything like that, but what we do is we make recommendations. Now, here's the deal. You're already doing this. You are already doing what it takes to do our business. I'll prove it to you. Have you ever recommended a good book? Have you ever recommended a good movie or a TV show? Have you ever recommended your favorite restaurant? People come into town and you want to take them to your favorite restaurant. When you show up and you got 4 more people with you and you sit down, does the waiter notice that, hey, you're here all the time, but these 4 people that you brought in, thank you for bringing us more business. And then go tells the manager. Manager comes over, hey, thank you, Bob. I really appreciate you bringing in all this extra business for us. Here, let me comp one of your meals, or better yet, let me get you a free appetizer. You want a bottle of wine? What can I do for you? No, they don't do any of that. But you brought them business. How did you do that? Because you made a recommendation. You didn't even think about it. But the restaurant that you go to, you love it so much, it does so much for you that you happily share that information with others. And when you do that, when you share it with people you know, love, and trust, guess what? They trust you. And when they trust you, they say, if you love it that much, let's go. And then they try it. Now, here's the deal. They're going to like it or they're not. Some people go to your favorite restaurant and maybe they don't like it. No problem. If they don't like this, they get all their money back, and they're actually going to make money in the transaction because I'm going to round up on their shipping. That's what we do. We make recommendations. We're not selling. In fact, you don't even have any product at your house to be able to sell this to people. That's not what we do. If they want the product, we point to the online store where they go and they purchase this product online. Well, Casey, where's this store come from? You get a store built for you. You get an e-commerce site taken care of. You don't touch it. You don't have to get any phone calls in the middle of the night. I'm in IT, so that's what I get all the time is phone calls from my regular job. In this one, no phone calls, nothing that you have to handle, all taken care of for you by the company. That's huge. The other thing that we do is we find some other people that might want to gather a couple customers too. Because when people try this, and they say, you know what, this is pretty darn good. I know some people that would really benefit from this as well. And then some key people say, can I make money at this? And we say, yes, you absolutely can. They're like, can you explain this to me? And we say, no. Like, what? I'm not in the explaining business. I know a guy though. I know a guy that'll explain this to you. He gets in, he's in this little bitty box on your computer screen, and he explains this thing all the time to people. All you got to do is get in front of him. He'll explain it all. I ain't got time to explain it because I'm doing my other thing. And that, folks, is called the done-for-you model. It's a very powerful thing. I'll get into that a little bit more here in a second. So how do we get paid? Casey, it's a business. How do I get paid? Now, again, I'm going to talk about some money here, and I want to prepare all of y'all for that. We're going to talk some big money. But I don't want you to get hung up. I want you to say, man, all he talked about was money. No, I talk about impact. I talk about the impact first. We help people with their health and their wellness. And when we do that, then we make some money on top of that. And I love that combination because here's the deal. It costs money to live in this house. It costs money to drive those vehicles. Well, it doesn't cost money to drive my vehicle because the company pays for that. And I'm going to get into that here in a second too. So it costs money to survive and do the things that you need to do. But guess what? If you got that money coming in from something that you're helping people with, that's a pretty neat combination. So we get paid 9 different ways. All right. That's insane. How many ways you get paid at your job now? Yeah. Some people say barely 1, right? 9 different ways. I'm not going to go into all of those because we'll be here all night. And I want to try to keep this down to about an hour or so. So Casey, how do we get paid all these different ways? Well, 2 of them, the 2 easiest ones to explain is simply when somebody decides they want to try the product and they go out and they order the product on your online store and it gets shipped to them. You don't have to take any money. You don't have to process any credit cards. They don't give you any checks. You don't have to have a whole bunch of product at your house that you're selling them. Because again, we're not selling. We just point to the website. We just like the sushi lady. We just point to, hey, if you want some, it's right over there. Go grab it yourself, put it in your little buggy and go to your checkout cart and go to your checkout line and take care of that all by yourself. We don't do any of that. And then when that happens, a check shows up in the mailbox for you. That's pretty cool. Guess what? They're going to start loving this product. Just like I started loving the product, I start sleeping through the night. Guess what? I'm going to keep trying this. I'm going to keep using this product. I'll never stop using this product. And every time I do that, somebody's getting paid. You want it to be you or you want it to be somebody else, but it's going to happen. And that's very, very powerful. The other thing that happens is that you can build an organization. You can build a team. And what's really cool about this is you don't have to do all that work. Again, that's that done for you model that kicks in. Because a lot of people go, man, I ain't got time for that. That's your mind messing with you. I tell everybody you got this little terrorist sitting on your shoulder talking into your ear, telling you a whole bunch of stuff that you don't really understand. That's your subconscious just doing what it does, which is to keep you from getting eaten by bears and lions. Okay, it's trying to keep you safe. It's trying to keep you on that same path. You remember that path where you go and you sit on the same highway day in and day out and you groove a spot in the concrete with your car, going to the same place every day, irritated, unhappy, coming home, barely seeing your kids, scarfing down dinner, pass out from exhaustion, can't sleep throughout the night, which that's miserable, and you get up and you do it all over again. That was just Monday. And then you do that for 5 days a week, and you do that for 50 weeks out of a year. Maybe you get 2 weeks off, and you have a staycation. The heck is a staycation? That's a rut. That's what this little voice here is saying, oh, you can't do it. Here's the deal. What we do, how we do it, it's the done-for-you model. That is so very powerful. So when you build an organization with this done-for-you model, you're going to make checks in doing that as well. So let's talk about some of the money and how we get paid. So the power of 2, this is extremely important, And this was a big, big difference in from my other company. If you've ever seen one of these presentations, first thing I'm going to mention to you is where these dollars are coming from. Most of these presentations are about the one guy that just blew it up in the company, and they use that as their story. They use that as their evidence that, well, if he did it, you can too. Well, that's a true statement. But how likely is it? How likely is it that the average person that's holding down a regular job and got to go to little league and swim practice and all the stuff that goes in, how likely is it that they're going to be able to do what that one guy was able to do? So what we show you is something that's much more transparent, and we show you what the average income is going to be, what the average person is making. We do that by adding up all the people that have reached these different ranks in our company, and we take all the money that they've made and we've averaged that out so that we have a true representation on what people are making in this company. That's huge. And in fact, you can go online on the bottom, you see there, usincome.kyani.com, or you can simply do a Google search for Kyani income disclosure. You'll see it first thing on the front page there, PDF file, and you can see where all these numbers are coming from. So now what are these, each one of these lines, Casey? I don't understand what I'm looking at here. What this is based on is these ranks are based on how much volume of product is going through your organization. Let's say you have a brick and mortar store, and let's say you're selling widgets, okay? And let's say that every widget you sell is worth 100 points of volume, okay? And so what you would need to do to hit this first rank is you need to go out and have 10 of those widgets that are being moved through that store, okay? Now, when you have your own brick and mortar store, you're gonna have to have some employees there. You're gonna have to deal with all that stuff, rent and lights and all these different types. We don't have any of that. Okay, when people go to our online store and do this, they click the little button and you need them to be able to do that. So if you had an online presence, they would go and they click on that, you get 10 of those people to do that, and you've got 1,000 in volume going through your organization. If you were able to pull that off with our company, you're looking at 1,000 QV, that's the volume, and you'll be at the Garnet level. And the average Garnet's gonna earn about $74 a month. Now, that's not, falling out of control, quit your job type of money here. I understand that. But it's getting started. And people literally, I help them get this done literally in a couple of hours when they get going in the business, okay? And so the way you can do that is simply maybe you know 2 other people that want to be business partners with you. And what's going to happen is you're going to have 2 organizations. You're going to have your red team and your blue team, if you will, okay? And every one of these people that are going to come into your organization, think of them as another store. And the volume that is being counted right here is the total volume of your entire organization, all of those stores, all of those people. And so if this person and this person come in and they each have 500 points of volume, guess what? You have 1,000 points of volume in your organization, and that's going to get you to the Garnet rank. Okay. Now let's say that you get a couple of those people come in, and let's say they go out and they get a couple of customers, and maybe these guys know some people too, or maybe you know another one. And when you get this third person that you're going to bring into your business, you got to put them in one of the 2 teams. You got to put them in the red team or in the blue team. And when you do that, that means there's already somebody there. That means that this extra person has to come underneath the person that already joined. That's very, very powerful because you only have these 2 teams that you're going to build out. My previous company, I had 57 teams. And these teams did not get to work together at all. They were completely separate from each other. There was no synergy. In here, all the people that you bring in have to be in one of these 2 teams. And so as you keep mentioning this to people, and they keep seeing how good this is, and they keep growing your business by you simply pointing them to one of these get-togethers that we have online, and I explain it to them, they see it, and they go, I'm all in on this thing. They're going to come into your organization, and those people are going to have people, and all that's going to keep growing, and your volume in your organization keeps growing. And the higher and the bigger your organization is, and the more volume that comes through your organization, the more money that you're going to make. And so looking at these ranks, we've got Garnet at 74, Jade, you're looking at about $298 a month. Now let me put that into perspective. My first property, my real estate property, it was a $150,000 house. It took me $30,000, 20% down, 30 grand as a down payment to secure that house. I made $260 a month in residual income. You can hit Jade literally tonight. If you decided to get going in this thing, 3 people that want to take a look at this with you, have them jump on board with you. And just like that, you've already hit Jade, and the average Jade's pulling in more than I was making off my first house. That's insane. Pearls, the next level, $659. Sapphire, you're looking at helping about 5 people come in and be able to get that first rank of Jade. So help a couple people come in, help them bring a couple people in, and you're already at Sapphire. Sapphire, they start giving you a paid-for Kyani car. I decided I needed a Mercedes S550. That's what I drive, and the company pays for that. I have a little Kyani sticker on the side of the car. It's beautiful. Everybody thinks it's a special brand of Mercedes. What's that Mercedes? What's that Kyani Mercedes that you're driving? I love it. It causes a lot of conversations, and I explain to them what it is, and then I just point and I say, if you want to know more, let me put you on with my guy. And then they see me and they're like, whoa, what's going on? And I explain to them our system. It's so easy. $1,500 a month. If you got a calculator, do some fun math with me here real fast. But if you take, how do you generate $1,500 a month coming into your bank account? Well, let's say that you have maybe you have a savings account. Maybe you have a whole bunch of money sitting around and you go and invest it. And let's assume that you could find 2% interest on a savings account, which you can't. If you know that, let me know. I've got some money I need to put somewhere. But 2%. You would have to have $75,000 in a savings account earning 2% if you could find the $75,000, and if you could find the 2%, that would kick out $1,500 a year. If you want to make $1,500 a month, you'd have to have $900,000. Test me on my math, $900,000 at 2% interest, and you divide that by 12 to see how much you would make per month. It's $1,500 a month, $900,000. Or get started with us, follow our done-for-you system, our proven system that is absolutely exploding, not just all over the U.S., but all over the world. I know we have folks on this thing from Canada. I know we have some folks from Mexico on this. It's insane. Have them get started with this, and off they go. Make it to Ruby, you're looking at $3,500 a month. Folks, that for the average American is absolute freedom right there. They don't go to that job anymore. They don't have to get up before the sun and get home after the sun goes down and not see their kids. They get to go fishing with their kids. They get to take the summer off as well because they don't have a job to go to. Why? Because they got this thing started. It kept growing, and they have checks showing up in the mail. They walk out to the mailbox. They pull down the little gate on the mailbox, and they see all of these different envelopes in there. And you've been here before, and you see them, and you pull the first one out, and that's your rent or your mortgage. Throw that one over, and you grab the next one, and it's your car note. Throw that one out, and here's the next one: your electricity bill, and your water bill, and your credit card bill, and your other credit card bill. And that's bad credit card debt, by the way. That's that TV, and that's that trip that you took 2 months ago or 2 years ago, and you're still trying to pay that off. All been there, all done that, all been broke before, me for sure. But do you have any checks? Do you have any envelopes coming in that have checks in them? That have a nice Kyani stamp right there on it. You grab that one first. You put all those other things in there, close it real fast so that you don't have to see all those bills. You have residual bills now. Do you have residual income? You do. You have this Kyani envelope. You rip it open, you blow into it, and you see the little box. And there's a number in there. There's a little signature below. You get real excited because there's a comma in that check. And you look in front of that comma and you see a 3. Maybe you see a 7. Maybe you're an emerald like I am. Maybe you're a diamond like some of the folks on our call, and you see a 13 in front of that comma. And next month, there's going to be another one of those checks. And next month, there's going to be another one of those checks because you got something started and you learned a couple of new skills. And you already know the basic skills because you do it all the time when you make recommendations. That's what we're talking about here. Unbelievable. And it goes up from here. But folks, if this page doesn't make sense, this page you're going to struggle with because it's crazy what they're paying out at these ranks. You got blue diamond, green diamond, purple, all the way up to double black diamond. We have a gentleman on our team that hit double red diamond. $1 million high five, just, hey, good job. Here's your bonus check. Imagine getting a check for $5,000 that you got to spend on vehicles. That's hard to do, folks. The struggle is real on that. All right. Absolutely awesome. Now, how do we do this, Casey? You got me interested in this thing, and now my little terrorist is bumping its gums in my ear, and I'm thinking about all the stuff I'm going to have to do, and I forgot what you said about the sales thing. All I heard is I got to go sell stuff. No, I'm going to tell you one more time, and I might sound like a broken record, but that's okay. I want to make sure you get this because I want you, when people get to this point, they don't say no to what they've seen. They don't say no to all of this. They don't say no to this business. They don't say no to this product. They don't say no to a money-back guarantee. What they say no to, and this is what we're going to get into your mind a little bit, they say no to what they think they have to do when they say yes to this. I want to do this business. But they're afraid of what they don't know. And then their little terrorist starts bumping its gums in their ear saying, well, you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do this. You're not. You're not. Can you do it that way? You absolutely can, but it isn't going to be successful. What this is about is a duplicatable process. Folks, I run a division for a $16 billion chemical company. I build processes for a living and I use technology to do it. I'm really good at what I do. All right. If that sounds boisterous, that's okay. I'm fine with it because it is a fact and it's what I do. What we have here with the done for you model, this system that's been put in place, allows people that are extremely busy to have a simple, short conversation. And if the person that invited you here did it correctly, hopefully they spent less than 47 seconds inviting you to come look at this. Now, maybe they got excited and just couldn't stop talking about it because they're excited, and that's okay too. All right. But the key to this thing is how this system is done is it's done in short little 2 to 3 to 5 minute increments, or 47 seconds if you do it right. It is simply finding out what somebody wants. And if they truly are interested in solving that issue, maybe they want to make more money. Maybe they want to get Susie to college. Maybe they need a new house. Maybe they need a new car. Maybe they need to go on a vacation for a change. Maybe they just want a little something, maybe an extra $500 a month they'd like having coming in. Imagine an extra $500 a month magically showing up in your mailbox. If that's something that somebody wants, then all you do is say, if you're serious about that, let me get you in touch with my people so that they can show you what this thing's all about. And that's your part to play. That's your part of the system. You see, you know people, you have trust with those people, and you can make recommendations to have them see what we do. And when they see what we do, what is it that we do? We do two things. When it's all said and done, we have some extra customers that show up, and we find some other people that know some customers as well. And as these people keep purchasing this product month after month after month, that's causing money to show up, and that money is being dispersed into your bank account for you simply sharing something. That's the level of effort that we have. And it truly is that simple. People make this so much harder because when they see the numbers I just showed, your mind is so used to trading time for money. And you got to break that. This is a system. This is a system that's built to generate money. It's like a factory, man. It is insane what this will do. It's literally, you follow this system, and as long as you follow the basic, simplistic parts of it, this will generate an incredible amount, life-changing money coming into your bank account. And along the way, that happens after we have life-changing impact to people. I have had, this is one of the last things I want to share with you, is I've had life-changing impact. I've had 19 different people call me up and say, Casey, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much for sharing these products with me. You have changed my life. I'm no longer dealing with this or dealing with that or dealing with that. And the list just goes on and on and on. My mom is off her blood pressure medication, her cholesterol medication. She doesn't take off pain medication anymore for her arthritic pain. We have people with PTSD having a lot of great results. We have folks with Crohn's disease not dealing with that. Lupus, fibromyalgia. We have unbelievable amounts of testimonials that we can share with you. And if you want to see those, get with the person that brought you to this and let them show you that so that you can see it for yourself. That's what we do. That's the significance of what we get. And when we do that, we're following a simple system. We've got a business and an app, an online marketing platform. You're looking at this online right now. And the person that brought you to this has not explained this. They haven't explained all the details of it. I'm taking care of that for the organization. We don't sell, we share. That is so powerful. That is so very powerful. We only talk to people that want to talk to us. I didn't call you up and say, hey, I really hope you get on this thing and blah, 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 blah. No, somebody found out that you were looking for something and they invited you to come take a look. So I'm getting to talk with people that want to talk with us. That's powerful. So how is it that you get started? To get started in this business, you have a couple, and make no mistake about it, it's the business side. To get a normal business started, I have a traditional business and it costs a little over $75,000 just to open the doors. And then after that, the expenses per month are quite ridiculous. I also have employees, and God bless them, but they're employees, and that is a lot of work dealing with employees and all the things that go into making a business happen. So when you can get a business started for $1,299 or $599, a lot of people look at that and go, wow, how is that? Any business owners looking at that are just like, wow. Now, the flip side of that is you might have some people that look at that and go, oh my goodness, $1,299. I don't have that type of money to do something like this. Look, folks, we're talking like the cost of a good set of golf clubs to be able to get a business started. And you saw the numbers I'm showing out there. I've made this back so many. My ROI in this thing is insane. literally making this back in your first month in the business, and a lot of times in the first couple of weeks, is absolutely very, very simple to be able to do. So to get a business started that has a one-time capital investment of $1,299, that's just nuts. Now, since it's so cheap to get a business started here, a lot of people discount it and they treat it like a hobby. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. But if you follow the system, if you learn some skills and you don't just go out there and try it your way, that's what most people do with a hobby. They go buy some golf clubs and they have a new hobby and they go out and they just start messing up. Now, some people take golf and they turn it into a business. They actually go out and they get trained and they learn the skills that it takes to play golf. And then they find some passion in it and they get dedicated to it, and then they keep doing it. And they have a coach with them. They have a mentor with them that's showing them how to actually swing that club. In this business, you get me to be able to do that, and all of the leaders that I've built in this organization and helped them thrive, and all the ones that came before me as well. You have all of these leaders that are pouring into you because that's how our organization works. I can't be successful unless you're successful. And I am very hell-bent on making you successful. Now, I can't make you successful, but I can give you all the tools that you need. And if you will follow that, you will be successful in this business. It's science. That's all there is to it. And so $12.99 to get started, what do you get for that? You get the all of these options. You get the distribution rights to an international nutraceutical company in 63 countries, and that number is growing. And as we grow into more countries, and we've added countries since I've been on board here for the last 2 years, we just keep adding countries, and I keep having the rights. They open up a brand new country, millions and millions of dollars to be able to get that set up in a new country. Imagine just having these types of products and just getting them through customs. Just imagine having the facilities there to be able to take care of this and get it shipped out and take care of all the things that go into it. And as they add these new countries, I don't have any more money I have to put in. I make this one-time investment. And then what do I actually get for this? I get products. Most of these companies, and I've looked at so many of them, folks, when you get started, you don't get nothing. That's just the money to give them to say, hey, let me get a part of your system. And I understand why they charge that, because they had a lot of upfront costs. But this company is actually giving you all this product for this price. You're actually getting more product than what it costs for. I mean, if you went to buy all this in the store, it is tons more than the cost that you're getting here. So you're getting all this at a huge discount. Then you get an online store. And again, I'm in IT and I have my own brick and mortar business. You go out and you get a really good website, like what we have to be able to do what we do with this website. You're talking thousands, probably 5 figures just for your website alone. This thing's offered in 40 different languages for the 63 countries that we're in. It takes care of it all in its native language. It takes care of it in its native currency. Imagine what it takes to take credit cards in the country of Turkey, or to do it in Japan. I mean, just imagine what that is. That's all taken care of for us. We don't have to do it. All of that comes with this. And again, the mentorship of what we're going to do to teach you every step along the way so that you can understand the system. That's the other thing you get, is you get the system and you get us. You get me. You get me as a personal mentor to be able to help you. Casey, how are you going to be able to handle all these people? We got this Zoom thing, this technology here, folks. This is what we use, this technology. I can have thousands of people on one of these for training sessions, and that's what we do. So you get everything turnkey in a box ready to go for $12.99. That gives you samples for both. Now, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you're more interested in just the nutraceutical side, so you have a $5.99 option if you want to do just that. Or maybe you're just interested in the Flores product line and you want to have samples of that, $5.99 for that as well. And you'll get a lot of these products here that you'll be able to share out and sample. Now, we're not selling these. We don't sell the product. This is to be able to give it. It's like the sushi lady to be able to say, here, try one. That's what this is for. There's also a $3.99 pack. Casey, why aren't you talking about that one? I tell people to stay away from that pack, and here's why. Because you need to have product to be able to have people to share. If the sushi lady is there at the store and when she hands it out, she knows the ratio. She hands out, 10 of these things. How many customers is she going to get? She knows the ratio. It's probably 2 or 3. Our ratio, we hand out 10 of those, we're going to get 8. 80% is what we see with our product being handed out. So when you're handing this out, now what happens when the sushi lady, I'm out of sushi. She doesn't have anything to hand out. What does she have to do? She has to go back and buy some more sushi. Now, in our company and how this works, when you buy your first box of sushi and you pick which box you want, you get a tremendous discount on that first box because they want to incentivize you and they want to help you succeed in this so that you will hand this out. And when all you got to do is hand it out. And when people try, they're like, holy smokes, this stuff works. Yeah, I'm all in. Let's do this. That's what we do. And so the more of that you have, that's why I tell people try not to do that $3.99. The other thing is it just doesn't make good math in business sense. You get $360 worth of stuff, more stuff with that middle package than you do for the smaller package. You could see all the extra stuff in there. $360 more for $200. You're not going to ever be able to get that type of discount. So if you're opening up your own widget store and they say you can get all these widgets here to be able to sample out and all people got to do is try the little widget, you want to have as many of those widgets as you can get your hands on. And people say, well, Casey, I just don't have the $5.99, but I got the $3.99. You're talking $200 worth of difference. Here's what I suggest you do. Just be a customer. Because to be able to get a business started for $600, you can't start a lawn mowing business for $600, folks. So save your money on that. Be a customer. Just be a customer. You can be a prime customer, get a great discount off of that because I want to set you up for success. And to be able to hit those different ranks that you saw where they're going to pay you more and more money, it's going to help also depending on which package you get. If you get that middle package, you get the most bang for your buck as far as points. And these points will help you get to those ranks literally, and the math on this is 3 times faster if you're doing it at the middle package than if you're doing it at that small package. So that's why I do not encourage people to do that. Okay? But here's the deal. Get in where you fit in and get started with us. And that's very powerful. Last thing I want to talk about here is from the significance portion. Okay? The loyalty bonus program is absolutely insane. This has never been done before in network marketing in all of the companies I've looked at. It's basically, it's like a 401k. It's not a 401k. It's not taxed that way, but that's the concept to kind of get the idea. But for every $100 that goes through your organization, $1 is going to go into this account. Okay. It's like a company making a contribution match for what you put in. But the thing is, you're not putting anything in. They're just taking $1 and putting it in there for you every single time. Then what they do is at the end of the year, they take all of what's in that account and they multiply it by 10%. So it compounds at 10% every single year. Folks, that's insane. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. And here we have Caring Hands. This is the heartbeat of the company. This is where the billionaires, this is why they're doing it. If you got $40 billion, let's say, is $41 billion going to do anything for you? Is it going to make a big difference in your life? No. You got $40 billion already. What's 41 going to do? So when you get to that point, you're not doing it for the money anymore. After success comes significance. And it's took me a while to figure out. But as success has come my way, I realized that it's not about the money. Okay, the money in the beginning, yeah, it's important to be able to have that and take care of your family and take care of yours. But after you've done that, how many cars can you drive? How many airplanes can you fly at once? You know, there's only so much that's not good. The thrill is gone. There's songs about that. All right. So the significance, how can you help your fellow person on this planet? That's where people love to exist in, is helping others. And that's what this company is all about. This is the heartbeat of the company. We've literally fed 2 million people in the last 2 years, folks. We've done that through these potato packs. Carl Taylor owns one of the largest potato fields in Western Hemisphere, in the world, really. Take some of those, dehydrates them, put them in these special Kyani potato packs. These are disaster relief certified, American Red Cross certified to go into disaster relief areas. They feed families all around the world. When the hurricane came through and decimated Houston here last year, Hurricane Harvey, and then the Florida right after that, there was a lot of people way beat up. And here's Mr. Carl Taylor, the founder, one of the founders of the company, multi-billionaire, shows up in blue jeans and a shirt and gets the work. You shake that man's hand, the man's got hands of oak. He works for a living. That's what he does. He's a farmer. He's just really good at business, and he's really good at helping people. And you see Convoy of Hope in the background there, and that fed 300,000 people in about a week is what we pulled off with this organization. That is making a difference. That is the significance of what we do. Very, very powerful. And some of our top leaders here, Ms. Sherry Passmore, blowing up the business, about to hit Ruby, and Mr. Jake Wernitznig also blowing up the business. Absolute joy to be, and you know, that's one of the intangibles, and I don't talk about it enough, but you know, it's not about just what we do. It's about the people you meet and the people that you get to become teammates with, and you get to choose who you're working with. And I am very, very happy every single day to be in business with all of these people, partners with them. And that includes the founder. That's how we operate as business partners. So training and support, it's not, you're not in business by yourself. You're in business by yourself, but never, you're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. I'll get that out here shortly. What I mean by that is, again, if you're not successful, we're not successful. I'm going to train you on every step you need, or it's going to be somebody in my organization that I have personally trained to show how we do this business and how we do this system. And that's so that it will continue to duplicate. It's not about you going in here and trying it your way. You can do it however you want. And if you've done one of these, you're like, Casey, I got my own thing, go do your thing. But if you're not sure how to do that, we've already got it figured out. We've already got it nailed down. That's why our organization is absolutely exploding all around the world, folks, is because we have cracked the code. We've got this done for you system that is absolutely insane. You just need to follow it. You just need to plug in, get on board, and learn this. We do online trainings. I do them on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and we also do it on Saturday mornings, where we have an hour session. It's all included. There's no extra cost for that. Unbelievable value that you're getting for us pouring in decades worth of knowledge into you on how to build this business. We have international events. We have a huge event coming up in Chicago, not this weekend, but next weekend. So if you're anywhere near there and you want to come visit with us, come for a 2-day unbelievable training that we're going to be having. We're going to be down in Orlando later this year as well for an unbelievable event. So the training that we have is second to none. Okay? So with all that said, let's get here to the final, and it's time for you to make a decision. It's time for you to do, in the honor of everybody taking finals this week, it's time for you to fill in your Scantron, and it's time for you to choose A, B, or C. C means you just don't see it. This is not your thing. You've got enough things on your plate, and you didn't quite understand that done for you model, because if you did, it doesn't matter how busy you are, this fits in. But maybe it's just not your thing. I'm not naive to think that everybody is going to do this. I think everybody should do this. I think everybody should still at least get a spot, because there's only 2 legs in this organization. And even if you can't get your head wrapped around that done for you, or it wasn't enough detail for you to understand it, you do get the understanding of timing and positioning, and that's what you have an opportunity to be able to do. So at least get a spot in the organization. And then down the road, if you want to come back and then say, okay, now I'm ready to dig into this thing, you've already got your spot blocked in. Because the person that invited you here, guess what? You weren't the only one that they invited. They've got this thing nailed down. They understand this model. They invited you and a whole lot of other people, and they're going to keep looking at this, and it's going to keep on going. And those people are going to go into the organization. But if you're already there, they got to come in underneath of you. Now, if you wait and you come in later, those people are going to be in, and you're going to be underneath them. It's all about timing. And so if you see anything here that throws your hair back, make the investment and get a spot. Get yourself there. Now, if you just want to be a customer, completely understand. And I believe everybody should be a customer. It's science, it's health. You're not getting all the nutrition that you need. I don't care what you're doing. You are not getting, no matter how good you are in the grocery store, you're not getting everything because of the food of what's there. I'll get off my soapbox there, but we've got the money back guarantee, 30-day, try it out. Just give it a try. Never had a product that I don't have to pitch. You just got to try it. You might be a B. You might have some questions. You might say, man, this makes perfect sense. I need a couple of answers here, and then I'm ready to get going. Or you might have a budget issue. You might not have that $5.99. Again, who's been broke before? Both hands go up here. What I'll tell you is, if you're over the age of 18 and you don't have an extra $600 sitting around to be able to invest in something that you're passionate about. Now, if this isn't for you, I get it. But if it is for you and you don't have the money, and I mean this with true love and all sincerity, klaxons should be going off right now. Red alerts should be going off. You need this business worse than you can imagine, because what you're doing isn't working for you. You've been doing what you've been doing for however long you've been doing it, sitting in traffic, learning the skills and all that, and you're still where you're at. Folks, it's time to make a change. Okay? You might be all in. You might be, Casey, I see it. If you'd shut up, I'd get over to, my computer and get myself enrolled, or get over here on one of these little cell phones and get enrolled. It literally takes about 3 to 5 minutes to be able to get your enrollment. Your website is up and running immediately. And guess what? If you've got anybody that you want them to take a look at this, I'll do another one of these presentations. And I do them all the time so that you can see what this is all about. That's our done for you system. I will tell you that, people talk about risk, and I'm a project manager by trade. I've got 42 project managers that report to me on a global basis. So I understand project management, I understand risk management. And I also understand that most people say that, well, it's too risky. Folks, $600 to be able to change everything in your life. The biggest risk in the world is not taking a risk at all. You think you're safe at just, punching a clock and doing that over and again? You're not, because you're trading time for money. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. And when you can't trade time, you're not going to be able to make money. So I tell people, dig the well before you need the water. Maybe you don't need it right now. Maybe it's not about money at all. Maybe it's the significance. Maybe what you're doing is just not making a darn difference. You know, you do the same thing. Nobody appreciates what you do. There's no recognition on what you do. Maybe you're looking for something there where the significance is lacking and you need that. We've got that here too, folks. I can't tell you how exciting it is to be able to walk the stage and know how many lives you've impacted. My personal mission is to impact 200,000 lives. And I've decided to take all out massive action with this. I have three main goals in my life. One of them is impact, one of them is income, and one of them is my family and my marriage. And I will take absolute action to be able to help impact. And my first goal, phase one of those, is 200,000 lives. I don't know if it's going to be with you. I don't know if it's going to be with somebody you know, but I know it's going to happen. It's already been, I mean, it's been written. Now it's just a matter of taking the steps to get there. And I believe that's what tonight is for you. And I hope that you see that you have a home here that you can join, and we can go out and absolutely change the world together. So if you've seen that, get with the person that brought you. Tell them, I'm all in. Let's do this thing. I'm an A. What do we need to do next? And they'll walk you through the enrollment process. If you're a B and you want to stick around, again, I'm going to give you my phone number, 832-771-0730. And you can call me directly on this phone right here. And if we get queued up, I'll call you back as soon as I get done with the first person, or the second or third or fourth. So I will definitely get to you. Just leave me a message, and then let me know what your questions is, and I'll get back to you, and we'll get that all cleared up. But make sure you get those answered by somebody like me. Don't go home, or if you are home and your broke brother-in-law sitting on the couch watching reruns of American Idol, still trying to vote on his phone, don't go ask him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not on 2 magazine covers, and he hasn't blown up this business like we have. Give me a call, ask me your questions, and we're going to get you all started on that. With that, folks, I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you so much. Again, phone number 832-771-0730. My name's Casey Salge. I'm a member of Team Fusion, and I absolutely live Kyani. Y'all have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.